me through how you see the current administration in Lebanon. Are they getting it right?
I think first of all, I think it's a great improvement. I think that we have a president, we have a new prime minister who is really committed to the reform agenda. I think we're in a really tough spot because we had the ceasefire, which is still holding, but it has a lot of stress on it. And I think that the Trump administration came in with both its envoys to Lebanon, Ambassador Tom Barak and Morgan Ortagus, and trying to move things along, which I think is it's to show the focus on moving it along. But there are two parties here, Israel and Lebanon. There's so much potential for what could actually happen based on the regional dynamics. The president of Lebanon is openly talking about wanting to have a new kind of relationship with Israel. That is remarkable. It's remarkable. And if you just said that 2 years ago, it would be impossible to imagine. But that offer is not being taken up at the moment. And so Israel was supposed to withdraw as the Lebanese armed forces take over positions. They're still in 5 positions there. I think what needs to happen is Israel needs to understand that the muscular approach and the more pressure sometimes gets to a point of diminishing returns and counterproductive.
And they're there.
And I think we're nearing there right now. The narrative in Lebanon changed so dramatically since the ceasefire, which is, why do we need Hezbollah choking Lebanon? Why do we need this parasite that is called Hezbollah on our state? We want to improve the state and we want to get things better. We don't want to go back to war. And so the threat was no longer Israel. The threat was Hezbollah. But with the continued attacks and not giving the government even a little bit of an inch.
Time to breathe.
And let's withdraw some of our forces and let the Lebanese armed forces take hold. Mm-hmm. And you can't blame them for not doing things when you're not giving them the opportunity to do it. Mm. And so I think I would encourage both sides to figure out, okay, how do we not slide back into conflict and threatening rhetoric, which is how we started this whole thing, and rather think about how do we move to the land boundary and define a border. We did it with the maritime border. We can do it with the land boundary. Then we can have a non-aggression pact, because then we say, okay, we have a border. We don't need to be enemies anymore. And from there you can move it step by step into a much better place for both countries. I hope we get there. This is the first time that I'm really worried about where we are.